Welcome to Hot Button Hashtags. My name is Matt. On Tuesday, Adam posted a video where he talked about his Starbucks video. He went on sort of a rant. I don't want to call it a rant because Adam doesn't rant. Adam meticulously informs the universe of how it should feel. This video that he did was all about the Starbucks Red Cups that came out last year. The video is a year old. He's not late to the game. He knows what he's talking about. An ad agency contacted him about using a clip from the video so that they could put it in a Starbucks commercial, and lo and behold, Adam is now in a Starbucks commercial. The comments that I've been hearing firsthand are awesome. Just sort of, why him? Have they seen your videos, Matt? Starbucks apparently doesn't know who they're dealing with. Just a lot of really interesting comments, and we want to thank you all for those. But I don't want you guys to think for 1 minute that my contribution to Hot Button Hashtags has gone unnoticed, because I also have garnered, what is that the thing? I'm all out of words today. I can't think of my words. This will help. I have also garnered the attention of the movers and shakers of the world, and they would like my input on a few things. If you'll recall, a few months ago I posted a video where I said that as a Christian, I feel like maybe I've been misrepresented by the Christian manufacturing industry. And the example I gave was board games. Seems to me that the Christian industry has swept in, usurped all sorts of great classic board games, and given them a Christian twist. And I questioned if that was even necessary, because it makes us look pretentious, like, oh, you play Monopoly, well, I play Bibleopoly. It makes us look like we think we're better than everyone else, when well, a lot of us do. I don't. I have proof, actually, that I'm not better than everyone. Most of that proof is in this YouTube channel. Well, someone saw my video, and they thought, hey, I've got this board game that I think can hold its own when faced with all the other chintzy-chancy Christian board games out there. You know, the Bibleopoly and the Settlers of Canaan and the Bible Scrabble, which I still don't understand how did you make that more religious? They sent me their original board game, Road to Heaven. Road to Heaven, I'm sure you can tell by the name and by the art on the box, is designed for people of faith, or really, as they put it on their website, anyone, people of all ages and all walks of life. Although I have a hard time picturing like a biker in his 50s pulling this one off the shelf. As you can see, it's a rather large game. There's the board. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice, if you were to purchase this game, the first thing you would notice is that it comes with a Bible. And I would like to point out that anyone buying this game probably already owns several. It's kind of a combination of Candyland and Trivial Pursuit. That's the gist of it. And I will give you a quick rundown. Here's the board. Take a good look, okay? Because that is an ichthus surrounding a cross with Jesus right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. Yeah, he welcomes you to play, but don't cheat, because you will burst into flames and everyone will laugh at you. So you start here and you go all the way around, and then you double back around the cross. It's a lot of rolling of the dice, which in my day, that was a deal breaker. You weren't supposed to roll dice. That was casting lots. But there's two 10D in the box, which 10D are always fun. There are these player pieces, little little fish, multiple fish. There are these little cross pieces that I think you get to, you have to use them to unlock the gates of heaven, I think. I'm not sure. I did read the instructions, and I played the game. I didn't win, so that never came up. So the crosses didn't really matter. The cross matters. Did you know what I'm saying, in the game? And then these things, these are bases, these are stands for what my favorite part of the game was, the Earths, the worlds. And I was very excited when I saw these little planets, because these things are pretty cool. From a manufacturing standpoint, they're sturdy, they're like shiny, like you want to put them in your mouth. I mean, they're neat, they look like candy. Unfortunately, in the game, they're bad. They're very bad, which I think relates somehow to how Republicans feel about climate change. I'm not super sure. I didn't dig deep into the political agenda of the game, and its makers. However, you've got these blessing cards, and they have kind of like a wild card. Like you might get something good, you might get something bad. There's these cards, Bible book cards. They're different books of the Bible. You hand those out at the beginning of the game, and everyone gets one. And if you land on someone and on a book of the Bible and it's theirs, something happens. I kept forgetting. And the knowledge cards. These are your trivia cards. And in fact, there's a version of the game that includes, it's sort of like an expansion pack. It's got many, many more questions. So you can just ask trivia all day long. And let me just, the bottom line, if all you're interested in is the trivia, you just read the cards. Just read the trivia cards. I'll read one at random here. What will the new heaven and earth no longer have? A, mountains, B, seas, C, trees, D, valleys. And you can find the answer in Revelations 21:1, which is why they threw this in there. The answer's not on the card. You actually have to do the work. You will move your little pieces around the board, and there's all sorts of things to land on, and there's a lot. There's a lot in this game to kind of like keep your attention. But here's the deal. We played this. My son's youth pastor, my dear friend Brian the intern, who's a total dork, and a friend of a friend who I think he might have something to do with graphic design. I'm not sure. He had a lot to say about the look of the game, which led me to believe that he's either a graphic designer or a hipster. Visually, this game is exactly what I expected it to be. Very clip arty kind of. It's actually kind of hard to look at. The texture, the printed texture of the little path makes it a little bit hard to sort of read the squares. You gotta kind of get right in there and lean over the board, and you end up knocking pieces all over. There's 3 stacks of cards, so those all need places to go. The earths are over here in the little tray. I mean, you've got 2 pieces here, and one you have to get all the way around to the end before you can start the other. And the tricky part is there's no way to know how long this game is going to last. There are cards in the blessing pile that will move you immediately to heaven. Boom, done. And that piece is finished, and then you have to do the other. So I'm not really sure. It could take 20 minutes. It could take 2 hours. My one feeble little purple fish didn't even make it halfway around the board before my kid's youth pastor and Brian the intern were fighting over heaven, which seems like kind of like contrary to what you want in a Bible game. From a board game enthusiast point of view, it doesn't look very great. It's hard to look at. It reminds me of 1993 to 1997 and every horrible thing that happened in there, right there in the church. WWJD bracelets, audio adrenaline, all that. Trigger warning if you went to church camp. This. But these little earths, these terrestrial testicles, these are amazing. These are super cool. The board, the big complaint when we played, the board, it's a real flimsy, poorly, the creases are quite devastating. It's the quality of the board is not great. So, as a board game, I'd give it a 4 out of 10. And I feel like I'm being generous. Because as we were playing, I asked the guys, I said, if this wasn't sort of a cotton candy Christian sort of theme, if this was more like, oh, we have to go slay the dragon and find the treasure and all these other things, would that change how we felt about the game? And the gameplay itself is fine. The theme, I mean, serious gamers, it's not gonna be something that you bring to game night and say, guys, this is the last game we'll ever need to play. I don't think it's gonna come to that. One more thing about the gameplay and this as a teaching tool, we played for about 45 minutes. We finished the game, it took 45 minutes-ish. Toting this as a trivia game was kind of a stretch because we only ran into a scenario where we had to answer trivia 3 times. 4 grown men playing this game for nearly an hour, and we only encountered 3 trivia questions. That seems problematic for a trivia game. So the gameplay is iffy. But yeah, as a teaching tool, as a, sit down or you're grounded and play this game, that's fine. Yeah, you're gonna expose people to Scripture, and they're gonna end up hearing all sorts of great stuff about the Bible and how to act and how to live life as an adult. My mom would have loved this game 30 years ago, and I would have moved out as an 8-year-old. You can purchase this game online. I will put a link to the website in the description. I'll also put a link to my original Christian board games video, so you can kind of ask yourself, why would they have wanted him to promote their game? Because he hates everything. You can get this game for online, like I said, for about $40. I think there is an option for one that comes with extra trivia cards. That's about $50, I think. But again, as a game, as a teaching tool, sure. Just like any lesson, it needs to be tailored to the student, but I'll leave that up to you. Road to Heaven is the name of the game. The link to the website is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to review your product, if you ferment beverages, then hook me up, man. I'll tell you. See here. Yes, it's nice. It doesn't have that bitterness that you get in so many beverages. It's the Coney Island Brewing Company Hard Cherry Cream Ale. It's fine. Not my favorite. It's better than Road to Heaven. Thanks for watching.